Oh my gosh, I just waved to somebody that I knew outside of the window. The girl from Fishbowl.
Oh,
we can cut this part.
Christy?
Yeah, Christy.
Everybody, come on, it's time to listen. Get together, the show's about to begin. Bring your friends and your cows and all your chickens. Here we go again. Time to laugh and maybe even learn something. Oh, who am I kidding? You're not gonna laugh. Either way, it's time to get started with the Sundial Podcast.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
And welcome to the sixth episode of the Sundial Podcast 2.0.
Yeah, canonically, this is the 6th. We've had an interruptive... Wait, is Game Shakers, is that a numbered podcast?
I didn't number it, no.
Alright, well, I'm James Wagner, second most important member of the Sundial. Webmaster very high up, if you haven't been able to tell from the 5 previous podcasts. I was even the Webmaster during the Game Shakers episode, too. I've been the Webmaster for 2 years.
Oh, yeah. You've had your position for the... Oh, no, Travis.
Yes, I was going to say, me and Travis are fighting it out. But I might hold an extra semester, so we'll see. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm just going to let you talk.
All right, that's what this podcast really is.
Yeah. And I am Editor-in-Chief Lauren Moliterno. And this episode's pretty fun.
Ooh, it's a pretty special episode.
Yeah.
No, we don't get to learn about drugs. We don't get to learn about...
We don't know.
We might get into some drugs. Lauren, I see her entire page is suggested. It just says the word drugs with a question mark.
Yeah, I underlined it like 4 times.
Yeah, it's underlined, and she somehow italicized and bolded it in handwriting.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. But you're not going to might not learn about drugs. We won't learn about reckless uncles. We won't learn about other things that happen at after-school specials. You know, reckless uncles. We won't learn anything about that. But what we will learn about is
Ohio dog.
Okay.
One more time. Wait, which one are we doing?
Take 2. Yeah, take 2. We'll do the full thing. But
okay.
Ryan, when you're editing this, keep that in. Keep that entire jumble of a word in. All right. What we're going to have
today is Ohio Union
TV.
Oh.
Okay. We have OUTV here today. It's an organization that we joined this year.
Yeah.
Some people in the Sundial, just RG, had been in before, and we really like.
He brought all of his friends.
Yeah, he brought all of his friends, and so we wanted to. They also have a podcast, and so we wanted to do a little collab,
crossover.
A little crossover. So why don't you introduce them by exactly perfect name?
No.
Go for it.
I'm not gonna do it.
You're not? Alright, so we have Michael here. Michael, why don't you say hi to the folks?
Hello, people. I'm Michael. Treasurer.
So you're the treasurer of OUTV.
Yep. Director of Operations as well.
Ooh.
So doubled up.
Fancy.
Yeah.
I think you have the fanciest title.
I'd like to say that. It's fanciest title for fanciest person. So.
Yeah. He is wearing full suit and tie and a top hat.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I was gonna say
at least 8 inches of hat.
Monocle and walking cane as well.
Yes.
Easily.
As well as a small dog. You brought a small dog.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's in my bag right over here. But,
4 inches of pure dog. The other person in the
Wait, 4 inches?
4 inches of pure dog.
It's a special breed. Special breed.
It's a tiny
very tiny dog.
And so the other person we have is Mitch, the president of
Supreme Leader.
Yes.
Yeah, I prefer
Presidente.
Supreme. I'm going by Supreme Leader this week. It changes week by week, but I might stick with this one. I might stick with.
What was last week, man?
El Presidente.
El Presidente.
That's
That's a classic. And you had to change it because of former Cuban president.
Well, no, it's German for the leader.
The leader.
Yeah, it's a common misconception there.
Yeah.
El Presidente is actually German.
It's just it's like in Spanish, embarazante doesn't mean embarrassed. It means pregnant.
Yes, of course.
So if you were like if you're in so my high school Spanish teacher was telling us, he's like, when I was doing my master's work, not his master's work because he would know at that point, but when he was doing one of his final Spanish classes, he was just giving a presentation and he messed up a fact and he's like, yo soy muy embarazante. And then they're all just like, and he's just like,
I'm very pregnant.
And he just kept saying how embarrassed he was. And then at the very end, the guy went up and was just like, you know, embarazante means pregnant, right? And he's like, yo soy muy embarazante.
That's another
His
one.
kid is now 8 years old.
Hope he's
for
doing
him.
well. Hope
He's doing
well.
great, sounds like.
Another Spanish one is El Pupitre. Does not mean the poopy tray. It means
I would have not guessed that.
It means common school desk. So
Oh.
yeah.
Well,
Poopy
weird
tray.
thing about you accidentally saying that you're pregnant. The room fell silent.
Pregnant
It was a pregnant pause.
Okay, so the word for you're welcome in Italian is prego, and I think that's hilarious.
Love that sauce. Great
sauce. Because it's a spaghetti sauce.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
That's why they called it that.
That's why
another spaghetti sauce pause. A prego pause.
Pause. But I think that's funny because it's like the spaghetti sauce is like, you're welcome for this sauce. But so I was talking to my brother and I wanted to make my Twitter bio prego because I thought it would like be like, you're welcome for these tweets. But I was like joking. And I was like, but I don't want people to think that I'm talking about the spaghetti sauce. And my brother's just like, or think you're pregnant. And I was like, oh, good point.
Maybe pregnant.
They're just like always pregnant.
A third of your tweets would just be normal tweets. A third of them would be defending the free spaghetti sauce handouts. And the other third would just be you confirming that you are not with a child.
I am not actually pregnant.
You are not carrying a child in your womb. Yeah.
Big distinction. There's a big change between those two options.
A big juggle between those options.
You're either pregnant or you like spaghetti.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like those go hand in hand.
You think so?
Maybe. You have a lot of weird cravings. Not that I would know, because once again, I'm not pregnant.
You are, however, prego, which I feel like is a weird slur for Italians. Like, it could be a slur for Italians that we just don't know, and then they made a sauce, and we're like, oh, it's a sauce!
How many of that actually happen?
It's
a spicy sauce.
Yeah, it's very
spicy meatball.
Yeah, it's nice. So what we kind of wanted to talk a little bit about today is just filming and film production in general, because with Sundial we do writing, primarily writing. We do other art stuff, but it is a very primarily writing. How that translates into short film, because a lot of time for comedy stuff, it's very improv heavy. But writing can add a lot of direction. So as production people, how do you view writing in terms of video production?
I think writing is probably my favorite part of the production process. It's something that like I have total respect for people that do that on a day-to-day basis. Like, I don't know, you watch like a movie or a TV show where these grand kind of cinematic productions, but none of that gets started unless there's someone that's sitting there, they're like typing.
That screenplay needs to be bought first.
Right, for sure. And those screenplays, they need to have, crisp, clean dialogue and expositions that, draw the viewers in. And, it's one of those things that you don't really notice when it's good. You notice the bad writing. Yeah. And and because of that, it's probably one of my favorite things about, film production in general.
Yeah, I saw Arrival, was it last week?
I thought that was really good.
It was pretty good. The cinematography in Arrival is fantastic. For a mainstream science fiction movie, pretty great color grading, pretty great lighting, pretty great cinematography. All like the background stuff, really great sound design. There were a few parts where I was like, come on, what are you doing? Where sometimes there are like some stock sound effects of like neck snapping, I guess, and like screams. Not the Wilhelm scream.
Oh my god, I was gonna ask that.
Fantastic.
I was about to ask that.
But the I'm not gonna spoil anything because the last line does have some tension that's kind of obvious, but it happens. But the second to last line of dialogue took me out of the movie because of how bad it was.
Oh really?
It was the worst. I went with Jackie, and we're just sitting there loving this movie, and then he said he's basically talking to a girl, and she asked because in this movie aliens come. That's not a spoiler. That's in the trailer.
Right.
That's within the first 10
Well, they
seconds
never revealed it was an alien.
Yes. Ooh, touche.
I'm not gonna watch it now.
It could have been Steve Buscemi. Oh my gosh.
Too soon.
I would have loved if it had just been Steve Buscemi pressing his face against the glass and like, what is it? How will it communicate? We need a linguist. But she's basically like, you're a scientist. What's the thing you learned? And he says, my whole life I've been looking up to the stars.
Oh.
And meeting the aliens wasn't the biggest day in my life. it was meeting you.
It was all it takes. It's all it takes.
This is like, I think, either PG-13 or R-rated science fiction movie, all like The Martian style, where you're like trying to figure out these things, really heavy in terms of linguistics, which I really like. I really like when science fiction is like, yep, we're gonna get nitty-gritty. But that just took me, I went from about 85 degrees in my chair to a good 30. I leaned all the way down, and I just was like,
You just like fell on the floor.
It was awful. Jackie
your phone.
couldn't stop laughing because of how vivid I've never walked out of a movie, but I thought about walking out the last minute of that movie.
Oh my god.
To make a point.
Just to make a point of that you can't just like give up on a screenplay at the end. You can't be like, I'll fix that later,
fine.
and then never fix it. This isn't a student film, which happens all the time, mind you.
Well, that's the thing with student films, that you can kind of embrace just kind of the shittiness of it. Can I swear?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can embrace the shittiness of it. I think I would.
Only two, though.
I like how he has after.
Where's the swear, John?
Well, that's like
No,
a classic podcast.
We started like the first 2 episodes, be like, no swearing, and that completely was thrown out the window.
We're college students.
because you did.
I already said
like,
fuck during this podcast.
Yeah. Second time. Only 2. Remember, you get 2.
That's my second
before
one.
you have to put in the prego.
You only get to say one
You
S
have-
word. Like,
you have to get pregnant.
I call the S word. I call it shit.
Alright.
You can get.
I can get
that
fuck.
one. Yeah.
I'll
Where you
wait.
gonna go
I'll
with
wait for
it?
mine.
It has to come out in a moment of
Yeah,
inspiration.
Yeah.
It's not.
You can't just
I'm
pick
not
it.
going to choose it. Like nobody, like the Cleveland Cavaliers didn't see LeBron James when he was born. It was like this.
That one.
They waited.
It blossomed.
It blossomed. LeBron James became the phenomenal high school basketball player that he was.
And then he left
Like,
Cleveland.
He left. Well,
Don't
that
talk
happened.
about
Okay,
that right
alright.
now.
He came back.
Still
I think
emotional.
everybody forgave him. But
Yeah, we forgave him.
Were you one of the people that burned his jersey
No.
when it happened?
I
Okay.
still have a shirt from pre-Miami.
Nice.
A LeBron shirt from
the
pre-Miami.
pre-betrayal.
Yeah, pre-betrayal.
Just-
But then he came back. It was like,
he came back. He kept his word.
Of course.
Brought one
Yeah.
home to the land.
Of course.
yeah. He could retire, honestly, at this point.
Right
he
now.
shouldn't, because he is at the prime of
Yeah.
the prime of his life somehow. Somehow he is still better than he was, like his freshman season, which is insane.
Here's a question: what is the best sport to be the best in the world at? Like, if you could choose one sport to just kick ass.
It's probably probably have to be soccer, right? Because everyone plays it.
That's
well,
true.
everybody
but-
plays it, and you get. I would choose boxing. Because
Oh, yeah.
you do like 10 matches, you get billions of dollars, and then you own a restaurant or a nice little
That's
grill
usually how it
that gets
goes,
fat
yeah.
out of
Plus,
stuff.
you know people in Vegas. You can,
Yes.
they'll
Yeah.
show you the cool things.
When I was in Vegas, Mike Tyson was there.
Just hanging
Did you
out.
see
Just
him?
hanging out. No, so
Any lions in the vicinity? Any tigers
no,
or pigeons?
not even close. And so we're walking. There's that really famous mall that's all indoors in Vegas.
Yeah.
Holiday
Yeah.
Inn?
Yes, Holiday Inn. Like most hotels, most hotels are actually open air in Vegas. They got really lucky because it doesn't rain a whole bunch there. But it's this big mall that's all enclosed, and they have it painted like a sky. It's like the saddest thing when you really think about
Is it underground?
It's underground.
Right,
It's
right.
connected to all these hotels and all these casinos, and it's basically to make it so that you don't know what time it is outside, so you keep spending money. That's the
I have heard
legitimate
that.
reason.
I have heard that.
And so we got a coupon with our hotel to go to like a Brazilian steakhouse, which fantastic. And we were walking back, and there was this like 20-person line outside of this sports memorabilia store. And we're just walking. I'm like, why is everybody? And I look, and Mike Tyson is just standing there. And I really regret not just standing in line just to say hi and have like no picture of it, no autograph. Just to be like, I just said hi to Mike Tyson.
Yeah. I didn't
Like,
need
you,
anything.
You want an autograph? I'd be like,
No, it's good.
I just wanted to say hi. How's you doing?
Punch me in the face a little bit.
Ooh, no, not even a little bit.
That'd be a great mark
Like a little
to say that you saw
love
Mike
tap.
Tyson.
No, I would not want a love tap for Mike Tyson.
For Mike Tyson.
No.
I would.
What about you, Lauren? What would your sport? If you could be
See, I don't know. I feel like no one respects baseball.
No.
I hurt
Baseball
my
is
feelings.
Most, I
I
am
play baseball.
a very big baseball fan,
There you are. Hey.
but
It's two on two if you guys don't like it.
I don't care for it.
I mean, I enjoy it.
It's America's most boring sport.
Hurt my feelings.
I mean, I agree. It's slow.
You've
but
never seen curling.
Have you?
No, that's
Big
Canadians.
American sport.
That's Canadians.
Oh.
Mike has all of the sports ready to be like, these are more boring than baseball.
Let me get my
He
list
just pulled
out.
out an almanac
Yeah.
from Wait, that's from 2030.
That's a what?
Yeah, that sports almanac is from 15 years in the future.
He's like, baseball's gonna get really interesting.
We're like, what do you know that we don't?
Hey, baseball was interesting for a solid 2 weeks this year with the freaking World Series.
Oh my god.
It was exciting for 2 weeks.
Oh my
And then
god.
very sad for about a week.
I didn't care about like either team.
I did.
See, this might be a point of conflict, but I was cheering for the Cubs the whole time.
I'm gonna throw you out of this
Yeah, I know.
Sundial.
For what reason? In particular?
Because they hadn't won.
Right.
I know in the Indians it's been a while, but I mean also Cleveland just won.
There's no part of you that just wants to extend the misery of a fan base.
I 100% want to extend the
Just
misery of
because
a
they
fan base.
haven't won in 100 years.
No,
I don't want to see them
totally
go for
for the
100.
Cubs.
That's what I'm saying.
See, I would have rooted. I don't hate the Cubs, but
Mhm.
they
You
were
like
against-
Cleveland.
I like Cleveland.
Yeah, see now if it had been the Reds,
Yeah.
like full force, go for the Reds.
Me,
and then I
no.
would be giving you death stares during this segment. It's
Yeah.
like a bizarre world where the Reds are actually good at baseball. Like since the 90s. It'd be crazy.
Hey, the Browns.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
They got a good chance.
They got a good chance. Going perfect.
Yeah. They had
Going perfect.
They.
Like my
All this
Miami
record.
Dolphins.
They're gonna. It's on Facebook. It's like an actual event, but they're gonna have like a 0-16 parade.
Oh my god.
I am going to that. I don't care when it is.
Because it's probably harder than
Yeah,
making
you have
the
to try
playoffs.
really hard to lose
16
that
games.
many games in
I don't
a
know.
row.
I feel like I could do it.
The last game we won, the quarterback was Johnny Manziel.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good piece of trivia right
Yeah.
That's the, you know how like for college sports they have the Aflac question like in the third quarter when everybody's kind of falling asleep.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent.
And we were. I think I don't remember the exact stat, but I think we had like 5 different starting quarterbacks within our first 5 games this season.
Yeah, there's that picture of the guy
That's really
with
bad.
the
The jersey?
that's like ever since like couch, like
Yeah.
couch. It's been like
There's like, oh my god.
It's
And
like
it's-
the defensive dark arts.
yeah,
Yeah.
There's like Brady Quinn on there.
We
Remember
had him
that
for a
guy?
little-
Yeah.
I loved
Yeah.
him.
We should have put in a warning that we're going to talk about sports because
Sports warning.
Content warning.
content warning because for the Sundial, it's like you
and
and
Well,
Alan.
I fight with Alan a lot.
Yeah, and so I kind of know sports,
Yeah.
but not a whole lot. So there's not a whole lot of sports talk in the Sundial.
No.
And so it is kind of fun to like be able to be like, oh, I can talk about college football.
For
it's so
hours.
much fun. Yeah,
Well,
they're
I
in
mean,
the operations map.
we could talk about something we all know, like drugs.
Yeah,
Drugs! We did it!
Oh, we did go to it.
Came back to
And
drugs.
commercial break. Urkel.
What commercial? Oh wait, not your father's root beer.
Yeah, we'll do it now. Okay, here we go. This is the first
right.
commercial. We're sorry we
You guys
sold
sponsored?
out.
It's
Hey, are you my dad?
No, I'm not your father. I'm
Oh.
root beer.
Not your father's root beer. It's not your father.
This is the stupidest thing we've ever done.
I don't know.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10 for effort.
It's
pretty good.
That's what I came up with that idea last night at the backburner meeting. I was like, James, it's gold.
And I was like, I understand why you don't want to perform this. I understand that there's no thing to improv around with that.
I didn't perform
Yeah.
in that group.
Use code Sundial at notyourfathers.org.
What if that worked?
Yeah, guys,
Guys, try it.
Tweet at us, hashtag notyourfathers, and see if you got free root beer.
So Harish.
Harish,
Tweet at us, not
yeah,
your father.
yeah, we know
Does
you.
Harish listen to these?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. How you doing, man? I miss you.
Hi,
All right, I'll
Todd.
see you later, man.
Hi, Todd.
Oh, yeah.
Todd.
Yeah, good old Todd. No,
Yeah,
we
we'll
gotta
just-
shout out our other
Jackie.
viewer, Jackie
And Ivy.
and Ivy. My sister listens to it. She'll
Yes.
tweet out, Hannah, how's it going? I'll see you sometime.
18 minutes in, we're already hitting shout-outs.
We're already hitting
Damn.
shout-outs. This
I
is
think-
about the point where we shout out our viewers.
Damn.
We have so many. This is going to take about an
I think
hour.
that's about it.
That's about it. Sam, new listener Sam.
Sam.
She's obsessed with this podcast for whatever reason.
Well, there was a
Nice.
lot more. We just cut it out, so
We
you know,
just
save
set it
time.
up,
Yeah.
And of course, our OG viewer, Roger.
Oh, Roger.
Roger. And since you guys don't have the time to listen to our wonderful podcast, Roger is our viewer that found the show. We don't know him.
Tag.
And he just found it through tags. Just
Tags?
through the
Really?
iTunes
Tags,
tags.
yeah. We didn't make him up.
We didn't make him up, so he even emailed us about the Sundial, so we just talked to him. He is hiding a library book from his librarian.
That rascal.
That rascal.
You're mentioning things in like 4 different podcasts.
I know, weaving a tapestry of Roger.
It's a code that people have to piece together from each one.
Yeah, it'll just say drink your Ovaltine.
Yeah, and it's actually the first letter of everyone's word.
Yeah,
we combine them together.
Declaration of Independence. That's what this is all leading to.
Yeah, there's a national treasure. It's about $3.
We don't condone Nick Cage, but we condone Nick Cage.
We can. Okay. Let's see.
In the cage with Nick Cage.
We're getting in the cage with Michael. What are your feelings on Nicolas Cage?
In the cage, new segment.
What are my feelings on Nick Cage?
Yeah.
You started.
I don't even know where to start. What a wonderful man he is.
Have you ever seen the clip? I don't know what movie it's from, but they put the bees on his head, and he's like, the bees!
Yeah. Oh, it's a Wicker Man.
Yeah, that scene changed my life.
Why is that?
In a positive light.
Well, have you seen it? Well, the agony that's on this man's face as bees
Nick Cage, he can do it.
his face off.
And you know,
I can't imagine
what a tremendous hero.
What was that?
In 10 years, that scene won't even make sense because all the bees will be gone.
We saved them.
We saved the bees. The
We
backpacker
saved the
saved
bees.
the bees, but they're not 100% safe.
Well, speaking of bees, have you guys seen what the video's been trending? This video that's been trending on YouTube?
Probably
last
if
few days?
it has something to do with the bee movie.
It does. It's like jumped 7 million views in like 5
I haven't
days.
seen it. What is it?
It's the Bee Movie, but every time they say the word bee, it speeds up.
I saw it. Yep. It's 7 minutes long.
Yeah, it's like 7 minutes 30 seconds or something like that.
just
7
the word
minutes,
bee.
30 seconds.
Yeah. So like it starts off like the guy introduces the movie and he says "bee" in the introduction, and then
it's
you
like
hear
a
it
li-
speed
it's
up
a
a
little
little
bit
bit.
faster.
So like for the first 3 minutes, you can understand what's happening.
And then
But then-
the next 2 or 3, you still get like the beats of the plot.
Yeah.
The
But
last
you can't hear any of the dialogue.
the last hour is like 3 seconds.
Yes, because at some point, you just like it skips so
it's
fast.
exponential growth.
Yeah.
And so the audio just gives out. Like if you read in the description, he's like, yeah, the audio just gives out for the last 30 minutes because that's how fast it's playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at 6 minutes left, you still have like the bee is yet to meet the
Yeah.
human.
He
And you're
hasn't
like,
even,
how is this gonna
just
finish?
getting outside.
So like the human must have said like bee 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 and then just sped up.
There's a scene where she's like, beep, beep, beep.
Somebody's
beep,
getting a
beep,
report.
beep, beep.
Some decent but not too great student is getting their report card. And so they're just reading it off.
Like, I got
Oh
a B,
my
I
God.
got a B, I got a B.
I got an A in biology.
Oh my god.
No, it's
Scanning my
It's
head
just
for a
like-
real subject, and then it just came on biology.
Histurby.
Gym, but with bees.
Jim, no.
Jim Belushi.
I was thinking of Jimboree, like that little kid's store. Guys, I'm not pregnant. I feel like I should remind you guys every once in a while.
Yeah, there's a lot of hints. Maybe that's the tapestry we're painting.
I was like, I was shopping at Jimboree all day today.
That's what's at the back of the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
Back to Nick Cage.
Yeah, back in the
Nick Cage.
full circle.
Have you guys seen like the video after Wrecking Ball came out? It's
No.
like they replaced her face with Nick Cage.
No. That was
my
around
God.
the time where everything was replaced with Nick Cage's head.
Yes, but it was so, like, it's just like her swinging on the Wrecking Ball, and then it's just
Nick Cage's
Cage.
face.
If
I
you
recommend
want-
looking it up.
If you want to, podcast listener, pause this podcast on whatever device you're listening it on. Your phone, your computer, your car, your blender. I don't know. It's 2008. Do what you want.
It's a little off.
But just pause it, look up that video on your phone,
Tweet
your
at us
computer,
so I
your
can
car,
watch it again.
your blender, and tweet. What should the hashtag
We're,
be?
well,
Hashtag B movie Nick Cage.
B-movie Nick Cage, but it's if you watch the Miley Cyrus
Yes.
Wrecking Ball video.
well, Jackie said that we need a podcast.
Oh, we do need
A
a hashtag for the podcast.
We need a hashtag for the podcast.
Well, okay, let's
Is there
look
like a
this up.
singular hashtag that is like tied to this podcast? Is that how it
See,
works?
that's what we're looking. That's what we're
for.
looking for. I came up with hashtag Sunny Talks. I don't know. I don't like it though.
Sun UTV.
Well, that would be for this
That's for this.
individual
That's a good one
podcast.
though for this
yes.
one.
If
That's
you
really
Oh, like
good.
for the whole
for the
like,
whole,
the
the
whole
podcast
podcast.
as a whole, I think it should be hashtag 2.0, but spelled out.
I was
But
gonna ask.
I was right. Numbers don't work on hashtags.
Yes.
Why is this the 2.0 version?
'Cause, okay.
Why the system upgrade?
Right. Because there used to be a podcast with the old editor-in-chief that graduated in
2 years
14.
ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
2008.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, no, that'd be 2006.
Oh, my bad.
So he graduated, and they did a podcast, and then there was like a year in between, and then since I'm editor in chief now, I was like,
This
we're
is
gonna
the
do
reboot.
another. This is
Yeah,
the
this is a
reboot.
reboot. It's 2.0.
2.0. 2.0.
Star Wars Episode 7.
Ooh, actually, this in like chronological order. This would be
Rogue 2.0.
No, this would be Episode 1.
Yeah,
we're in the remake.
Who's
We're in
Jar
the
Jar?
trilogy.
Who's Jar Jar?
No dibs.
That's me.
That's Lauren. I can be. I'll be. The.
Oh yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
I'll be.
I don't want any of this silence cut out.
I'll be the pod racer that gets killed immediately.
I'll be Spock.
Yeah. I'll be. Yeah. I'll be
Someone out there's triggered now by that comment.
Yeah.
Someone out there is very angry.
Content warning.
Yeah, but no, so we just wanted to reboot it. That's why it's 2.0. So why don't we do... I just like Sundial Podcast.
It's boring.
We don't need a
STB.
fancy... We have all these other...
Pod Dial Suncast. Suncast.
The pod dial.
The pod dial.
Suncast.
Suncast.
Unlimited churros.
That's it.
That's it. There we go.
I
Hashtag
don't know.
unlimited churros. That might get changed in the future, but that's what it is
That's
for
what
now.
it is. That's what it is.
That's the official. So anytime, if you go back and listen to old ones, you can still use the tag, hashtags unlimited churros.
You can also
and then your
still
answer.
use
feel like
like
a lot
the
of people
5
don't know how to spell.
hashtags we have per episode.
Yeah, you can use the unlimited hashtags. That's what it should have been. Unlimited hashtags, because that's all we
I think a
do.
lot of people don't know how to spell churros.
No, well,
So we'll have to check.
we'll
any
have a wide
possible
filter for a
spelling.
bunch of different. I'll just spell churros, and that'll get all the misspellings of it.
Of course.
So let's try to think of a hashtag for OUTV's podcast.
Oh man.
This podcast here or our own podcast?
Your own. Your
Yeah,
own.
'cause
one.
we don't have
Because
a
Sun
hashtag.
UTV. Or what did you say?
Yeah,
Sun UTV.
I
for
like
this
that
one.
one.
That'll be this
That'll
one.
be this
So if you
one.
have a specific comment about this podcast, you use that one.
That one. Lots of. I feel like when I post them on the website, I should just give a list of all the hashtags.
All the possible
per
hashtags you
episode.
can use.
We're gonna be trending in no time.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
What
That's the key to trending is to have 100 different.
It's not.
hashtags.
See, if you trend easier, if you have one person per all your hashtags instead of just 100 people using one hashtag.
Of
course.
No,
Right.
get that out.
Common misconception.
Common misconception.
But anyways, because OUTV is really good at coming up with
Puns.
puns.
Yeah, well, we can credit that to our vice presidents.
Yeah,
For
definitely
the
not
puns.
people in this room.
Yeah, no, we're not creative.
I like OU Talks,
Oh, you talk.
Ooh.
How you talk?
but that sounds like it's a TED Talk ripoff,
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
or it's like an after-school special.
Oh, you cast. I don't know.
The birds and the bees
Ooh.
with the sex talk.
We could do a play on our names, Eminem.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Just
Like the
hashtag
rapper.
Eminem.
Yeah.
Eminem the rapper.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's hashtag Eminem, MM, the rapper. They'd be like, Mark May?
Oh no, we can't say that name here.
No,
It's not allowed.
No, we'll get banned off of campus. So do we want to do a favorite segment
10
of
out
the
of
show?
10?
We'll do a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yes!
Oh,
I know what this is.
Michael
Yes.
is super excited. Or not Michael.
You told me.
Mitch,
You guys told me what this was, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
what it
yeah.
was.
Okay, we'll go through it, and this is
I
also
just broke my pen.
partially for while Lauren isn't grieving. I'll actually
Literally.
moment of silence for the pen. All right, thank you.
I can't whistle. I couldn't have joined it.
No. So 10 out of 10, for those who don't know, is imagine the perfect person you would want to be in a relationship with. They're beautiful, they're charming, they
Nick Cage.
are Nick Cage.
They are.
We have the declaration.
They have the Declaration. They have stolen the Declaration of Independence. All right? But they have one fatal flaw. There's just one thing about them that maybe it enhances it, but usually
Sometimes it enhances.
weirdly enough, we discover things.
We discover fetishes sometimes really
Sometimes.
quickly.
It's terrifying.
So,
Yeah.
like, an example is 10 out of 10, but they have cups for hands. 10 out of 10, but they have peanut butter for hair. And so...
What was Philly Fresh's? It was 10 out of 10, but they can't go upstairs.
Because they are
can't go
scared of
downstairs. It was downstairs because they're afraid of heights.
But they can't go downstairs.
They
Single
down-
stair is
They
12.
could do elevators.
They could do elevators.
What about ramps?
No, because
No.
that was a slant. That was an important distinction. So, then after
That's
we
the
say
point.
it, I'll open up the floor to questions.
Questions.
Sure.
And then you guys all ask your questions. Anything I say is canon about that person. and then once I cut off questions, no more questions. Any question you ask will not be answered, or it won't be canon. I might say something, but that doesn't matter. And then we'll just get your response. And this week we actually have a user submitted. You can tweet you can tweet your 10 out of 10, hashtag 10 out of 10, hashtag endless
No, because you can't get numbers.
Just TEN, Outa, OUTTA.
No.
TEN.
No, I think last time we just did hashtag 10.
Okay.
Hashtag 10.
Hashtag 10.
10
hashtag 10.
But.
10 sundial.
Just hashtag 10. Hashtag 10.
We keep adding to that.
There's a lot of people that do hashtag 10 on Twitter, though, right?
No.
I don't know. We'll find
Who cares?
it.
We'll filter. But we can
Whatever
also
the
use
tweet is,
endless
we're going to use it
churros.
for a 10 out of 10.
You can also use endless churros with that to make it more specific. You tweet us your 10 out of 10, and we might use it on the podcast. And this week, we have a very special one. This is from my girlfriend, Jackie. And she writes, let me pretend to open up this paper.
I wrote it down. But I prefer...
Paper sound effects, there you go.
It's open all
Oh, there we go. Just so many pages. Oh, wow, that's a lot of stuff, Lauren. So 10 out of 10.
You can elaborate more than I wrote down.
But when they see you in their peripheral...
No, opposite.
Oh, yeah. When you see them in your peripheral, like your peripheral vision, they look like a lamp.
Okay.
Wait, let me restate the question, and then we can go into user questions. 10 out of 10, but when you see them in your peripheral vision, they look like a lamp.
I like this one.
Okay. Begin.
I like how you kept holding it, and all I wrote is 10 out of 10, but peripheral lamp.
So,
that.
let me confirm something.
Yes.
If I ask you a question, you answer it, and then it's canon.
Yes.
It's canon.
Okay.
It's what? What's the word?
Canon. It's like it's set.
It's set.
Okay,
That's what that person is.
Sure.
Because, like, So do they know that? Do they believe you?
No.
Wait, what?
So, like...
Do you think you're just seeing things or you need glasses?
Oh, okay.
Glasses,
You're asking about
not glasses.
Yeah, glasses. They
Glasses.
say
So
glasses like a cartoonized Velma, which
So
I
you
realize
mean
is
glasses.
already a cartoon.
Are they Velma?
They are not Velma.
Does peripheral count as anything other than you looking right at them?
Yeah, so, like, if I, like...
No.
Like, are you in my peripheral right now?
It's like this. It's like the cones. It's like the very side.
Okay.
Like, okay, let's just get.
So, like, the computer would be a lamp.
Oh, that's
If
perfect for the podcast. I know where the computer is. Alright, so I'm looking. So if you have like a 90 degree vision field, and that is non-lamp. And then it's not like immediately lamp. It's like an anamorph. It's an anamorph.
It fades into a lamp.
So it's like a teenage boy who's having trouble with his new stepsister slowly becomes a lamp.
Okay, so if they have like a certain color fluid, say they're wearing blue shirt, right? If I look and then in peripheral, is it a blue lamp?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is it the same lamp every time?
It's like if a...
Because you would be able to realize that was your...
I think it's depending on the outfit, right?
Okay.
And so it's like if there was a Disney cartoon where a wizard turned somebody into a lamp, their clothing would be integrated into the lamp.
Of course, obviously.
And so...
Duh.
Yeah, duh. And so, like, if they're wearing a hot tank top and just the cutest little jeans,
It'll
show.
those details will be shown in the lamp. So it might be like, if
But
they're
is it
wearing
the
a
same-
skirt, it might be like a pencil skirt type of lamp.
Ooh.
So it's not the lamp wearing a pencil skirt.
No. That would be too obvious. It's
Okay.
just a lamp.
Obviously.
If she enters my peripheral, slowly she turns into a human.
Yes.
I mean, if she enters my.
Okay.
Is the lamp lit up?
Ooh, that is a good
It's like
question.
if it enters peripheral, all of a sudden is there like a bright light from like the lamp being on?
I would
use that
say-
strategically.
You
Yeah,
could.
in the dark.
I would say it's the ambient light of the room. So if it's currently dark,
She's died from that.
yeah. If it's
I'm
currently,
just imagining it being so dark, except for, like...
In your peripheral.
Okay, it's
you're like, honey, you're home. She's like,
like,
how do you know? But no, it's
you're late.
yeah,
Never
you're
mind. That doesn't make any sense. Go on.
you're late, and also you're a lamp.
You're also a lamp.
There's
But then it would get dark as soon as you turned your head.
yes. So I think it's
If once you look at that.
So no.
the light-
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
No, there's no admission of light. It's always off
Damn it.
unless you go over and try to turn.
Oh my god.
But you're doing it like this?
Because they're in your
'Cause you
peripheral.
can't look.
Because at like.
Wait, so you can turn on...
No, you can't. Never mind. You can't do that.
Stop there.
I'm not finishing that sentence.
So you can turn her on.
You can never turn on the lamp. It's just a lamp. But imagine like waking up, like being in bed, and like say she gets up early in the morning and she opens the door and she's like, "I got you pancakes." You would wake up and you would just see a lamp holding pancakes.
Wait, in what world are you laying down and
America.
then see... You would...
Land of the free.
Land of the free. Home of the brave.
Yeah. You're just laying in bed like a good little boy. And
I'm
Sorry, wait, hold
laying
on.
in bed.
Age groups.
yeah, like
Wait.
we're all below the age of 13.
I'm just trying to picture
Okay.
this room where you're laying
It's
down in
2008.
bed.
So she's 10 out of 10.
No.
But we're 13.
No.
Okay, no, okay. Good. And we live together, apparently.
Well, it would eventually get to that point. I mean, if they're 10 out of 10, it would be marriage material.
Does she think
Yeah.
you're 10 out of 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's 100% attractive.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
in every
like-
way.
I do like a good lamp.
Mm-hmm. Now, for Halloween,
Oh my god.
no, for Christmas, every
Oh, yeah.
year, she is the leg lamp,
Yes.
or he
Oh,
Thank you.
it changes
is
by
the leg
season.
lamp. No, it's just for Christmas. It's only for Christmas.
See, that would be
It's
very...
like TBS for 24 hours. It'll be the leg lamp.
That's very
Oh my
conflicting
God.
for me.
Yeah, but it's just like a hairy dude leg.
Oh, it's a dude leg?
Yes, regardless of who it is, it is just a hairy dude leg with fishnet.
You know what? I'm into it.
You know what? Do we have any more questions?
I'm trying to think.
Oh
This is
man.
good silence.
Yeah. Also, they work in the candle industry
Why?
because that's what they want to do with their life. I don't know. Ask
You have
them.
to support that.
That
Yeah,
was
to
such a
support
weird, specific thing. Whatever.
What if...
So, wait, hold on. Go ahead.
Okay. So, can we say that this, like, phenomena has been happening for the entire human existence? So, back in the day, in the 1800s,
Mm-hmm.
would you see, like...
Yes. Like a gas
What if
lamp.
that was like how you knew they were your soulmate?
And you guys were, like, living forever? Immune?
What?
Like, past
I
life?
you lost me.
Past life?
What are you even talking
okay.
about? She
I
doesn't also
was
have this.
braced.
Okay.
Okay.
Say they're both immune. You'd live forever.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been alive.
Immortal.
So say in the
Immune to
1800s, immortal. That's the word I was going
Yeah,
for.
immune to every disease.
So and like, did she change with technology?
Yeah, she would change. She would be the average. Like, if you went into, like, the
Oh.
Carnegie
Yeah.
I got
Museum, which is, like, an industrial museum, and you went to, and you saw their exhibit on lamps, which, boy, oh boy, you're having an exciting Saturday afternoon
Yeah,
if you
like,
go to a lamp
that's-
exhibit. But, you would lose her. You would lose your significant other.
Until you just have to like spin.
Until you see her.
Yeah, but then, like,
Or
as you're
him.
settling, yeah. And what if, oh my gosh. But anyways...
I have
And
to
like
fight
you,
for
as
my
you
own
see,
pronouns.
as you see lamps grow throughout the ages, that's what it would be. That the average lamp of that age is
What?
So like the average consumer lamp of like the 2000s would be her or him.
Thank you.
Or them over the 2000s, and then in like 2000, it would like slowly transition as time went on.
3000 BC, just a torch, just a stick
torch.
on fire.
Yeah.
So-
she
Or the
he
sun?
didn't exist. Yeah, they were just
Before fire?
They were just the sun before fire.
But there's no light.
But there were no light.
No
so
light.
it's just a lightless sun. So just a gas ball. All right.
Okay.
Questions are cut off. So let's go around. We'll start with Lauren and just work our way counterclockwise.
I had one more question, but I forgot.
Too
It's
bad.
too late now. I would do it.
Can we do it?
I would do it.
All right, Mitch.
Same. I would totally do it. I'm in the lamps.
You're in the lamps. Oh, we just once again.
No,
We
yeah,
found
just discovered.
fetishes.
A new
Discovered.
fetish.
Put it on the wall right now. The fetish wall.
There we go. Put
I don't
on
know
the
what I was
big
gonna
old
do. I
fetish
was
wall. Yeah, no, that's the fetish drawer. You don't want to open that. Do not open that.
Oh no.
All right, Michael,
I'm in.
you're in.
100%.
All right, I think this is the first time we've had a full suite.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
I would be into this too.
Well done.
You would be
Jackie.
into it.
I would
yeah.
be done. Yeah, well
Jackie.
done. If Now, to be honest, that is happening currently. Anytime I see her in my peripheral vision, she does look like
Is
a
that why
lamp.
she came up with it?
That's why.
Oh wait, she doesn't believe you.
It's a 2008 lamp.
Yeah,
Okay.
2008, a lamp from 2008. So it probably has like High School Musical 3 on it.
Is that the
You would
correct-
be the one that would know.
You're right.
Oh, can my lamp be a clap on?
Yes.
Oh yes.
But no light would ever be emitted. So
Well,
you
that's
just
okay.
be standing
Can you
here
hear the
clapping.
switch? Can you hear the switch at least? Clap.
Yeah, I think that would be. Yeah, you would hear the little click. The little,
I'm in.
little click.
What else are we talking about?
What else we got to
We
talk?
need
Oh,
another-
I can talk about. So I was before podcast. I was going to talk about it, but I forgot.
Yeah, go ahead.
Or I didn't forget. We wanted to save it. So I had a film class today, and a guy came in, like one of the directors of the film studies department came in, and he's like, "I'm shooting this film, and I just need audience reaction from a lecture." And we're like, "Cool, that's not too bad." So he set up all his cameras, and he's like, "To reward you guys, I'm going to get you guys some pizza." And so we're like, sweet. So we just sat in the lecture, and the guy did the lecture, and then we were going to watch like 20 minutes of Jessica Jones, because that's what we're kind of studying right now. And he's like, all right, before we start Jessica Jones, why don't you get the pizza? He's like, yeah, okay, so the pizza, I got, your standard, I got like a pepperoni pizza and a cheese pizza. I'm like, okay, cool. He's covered all the options. He's like, then I also got a veggie pizza. And we're all like, oh, sweet. So I wouldn't have to just get cheese. I could like get veggie and pepperoni. He's like, and then I also got this like spinach and chicken pizza. And we're all like, oh,
Getting weirder.
okay. And he's like, and then I got this like tomato and jalapeno pizza.
What?
And we're all just like, what? So we got like, for a class of maybe 20 pizza, maybe. Guys, we're in a bizarre
10 out
world.
of 10, but they're a pizza.
But they are.
Yeah.
It's too real.
I would take it. I would take it.
What pizza joint was it?
It was Domino's.
Oh, classic.
So it
I used to
wasn't-
work for Domino's. It changed
Yeah.
my life.
Yeah.
For the better or the
Oh, for the
worse?
better.
Yeah,
Best
much
job
like
I've
Nick
ever had.
Cage, it changed. And so it changed. He said that Nick Cage changed his life.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Don't look into that sentence. That was not a sentence. I just said it looked like Nick Cage changed his life, which is not a positive connotation. But no, he got I think a total of 10 pizzas for 20 people. And he's like, it's 50% off.
Half a pizza each.
I know. And so at the end, he's like, I gotta leave early, so please take as much pizza as you want. And so everybody was leaving, and I purposely made it so I was like the last person to leave the class. And so I looked, and there were like still 2 full pizzas.
So you
Oh
just
my
took-
god.
And the guy brought 2 liters, and nobody even bothered to grab any of the 2 liters.
Wow.
And so I got like 3/4 of a pizza and a 2 liter today.
That's a W.
In my class.
For what? He wanted to film you?
Yeah, so he's doing some movie.
That sounded.
Yeah, that sounded much sketchier. He wanted to film the
Film you.
class naked. Yeah, come on.
You on a strip.
Yeah. And so, no, yeah, it was just, he just wanted audience reaction. And so he was just like, yeah, I'm going to set up. And then, of course, once he said that, I was super cognizant of it. And so there were a few times where I looked in the camera, and then I was like, oh, you don't do that. And then I just looked back at the professor. And then my hat started getting uncomfortable. I was like, oh, I'm going to take off my hat. Wait. Continuity-wise,
Oh,
I cannot take off this hat.
That would be so funny if you just ruined his movie. It's like this one fucker.
Every minute on the minute, I would just change my hat.
It just like kept coming back.
What if the whole video reaction was to see how people reacted to what kind of pizza he got?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a psychology study.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind being part of that study.
We
We
still
buy
got
10
pizza.
pizzas and see how these college kids
I don't
react.
care what pizza. He might have gotten really great pizza after that. I don't care. I got free pizza. I'm not going to complain.
Yeah,
too
he
much
went and
about
bought
that.
his own pizza.
Yeah, like I'm not super concerned about it. And then in a week, our professor is bringing food because we have projects due, and he wants to give us food for it. And then the next week, he's giving us more food because we have the other half of projects are due that day. So like literally the next like 3 classes I have in this class, we're gonna get food.
That's beautiful.
That's
It's
so nice.
awesome. It's really nice.
The class that me and Sam were in, he was like, do you guys want to meet on Monday? And we're all like, And he was like, okay, this was a fun semester. We're like, oh, we're done?
Oh wow!
So we're just done now.
That's pretty crazy.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, I mean, we still have papers, but he was just like, oh, so we're good with everything.
I think I have a nosebleed.
It doesn't look like it.
Oh.
Ooh.
I think I have a nosebleed. So this is a
Nice.
podcast first. So I think I'm good now. I'm just gonna, my audio might be weird because I am just gonna lean up like this. All right, let's keep going with the podcast. So Mitch, you had a job at Domino's.
Oh yeah, it was. I was just a young boy. I was 17. Delivered pizzas for 2 years.
Ooh, so you're a delivery?
Yeah, I was a delivery boy. I'm trying to think of the craziest thing.
Yeah, because there are probably some pretty crazy.
You know, I've read some like crazy pizza stories, pizza delivery stories, and mine can't really touch some of the crazier ones, but there are two that really come to mind.
Yeah.
Once it was like a slow Monday night, and I go to deliver this pizza to this dude's house, and I hear the you remember the show? It's not on anymore, sadly, but Workaholics, the classic. They had this one like riff in between scenes that it was just you could recognize it by ear. And I was like, "You watching Workaholics?" He's like, "Yeah, come in and watch." And like we were busy, so I watched Workaholics with him for 20 minutes.
That's awesome.
Before driving back.
Was it awkward?
No, it was a funny dude. He even let me have a piece of the pizza.
Nice.
Awesome.
The
other thing was this dude that would always just answer the door like naked. Like he would come in a robe a lot of the times, but it would be either a bathrobe that he's like kind of slid off his shoulders and he's kind of, I don't know, just the torso. Sometimes he's in straight, boxer briefs. But he would tip amazingly. So every time I would see this dude's address come up on the little thing.
It's like mixed feelings.
Yeah, I would like stiff arm all the other delivery drivers out of the way to get my extra $4 or $5 from this guy.
It's nice.
No, but I honestly
we all know why he was.
Any of you ever thinking about these aspirations of delivering pizzas? I say follow your dreams.
Follow your heart, do your dream.
This afternoon, I followed a Panera delivery guy to my apartment. Like, my roommate ordered it, and I was walking, and I was like, oh, he must be at the front part. And then he was, like, walking towards the side. I'm like, I'm just gonna follow him into my apartment. And then he was like, did you order this? I was like, no. And I was like, I had to be like, I hope she comes soon, because I don't want to just, like, take her food. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could have taken her food, but I didn't know she paid or not. I'm like, I'm not gonna pay this guy.
Those are always the awkward things where you're just walking somewhere, but the person in front of you is going there too.
Yeah.
Happens when you're driving home too in cars.
I
you're
do
just
that.
tailing someone. It's like, see, I promise I'm not gonna, stab you in the nighttime. I'm just trying to go home.
When I came back or I was driving to Youngstown, to go home for Thanksgiving, I followed a car all the way home.
Oh my god.
And it was literally when you notice when you keep driving to past them and stuff, and I kept the same car because I had a very weird bumper sticker. I don't remember what it was. And then as we're pulling onto the busy street at home, I'm like, holy shit, it's the same car. I was literally following you since Columbus. That's 3 hours.
I've had that for an hour apart where I'll recognize it was no, you passed me an hour ago.
Yeah.
How is that you're here?
We took a trip to Princeton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm telling you, you were there. But as a group, we took a trip to Princeton because they had an intercollegiate humor conference. It was really fun. But I was driving the one car and someone else was driving the other one. And I was driving, 5 miles over,
Ooh.
Ooh,
not allowed to do that.
This is online now, so there goes any chance you got.
Oh no, you can't say that word.
Fuck.
There we go.
There we go. That's good.
And the other one would drive, I swear to God, 15 miles under.
Yeah, we're serious 10.
Yeah.
I think 15 was an exaggeration. Sometimes it would hit 15, but the average was 5 to 10 under. He was reversing.
Yeah.
We were Bizarro World, your car.
And for some reason, someone was navigating for me, but I kept messing up every once in a while. She'd be like, oh, you have to take that exit. And I'm I'm in the furthest left lane, so I can't. But the one time I accidentally took an exit, had to circle all the way around, and then I came back on the freeway and had to yield in front of the other car. But we didn't tell them we got lost. So they were just is that them?
we didn't see them yield on, and so we were driving up. We're did we catch up to them?
No,
we haven't seen them in
we just
30
took
minutes.
a fun little detour all the way around.
And so we were trying to keep up because the destination was Princeton, so we had to figure that out. So we would we would stop at rest stops once every 2 or 3 hours, and we would stop, and you guys would get there a half an hour ahead. And then there's one rest stop where it was 45 minutes, so 50 minutes, where they were just waiting for us to get there.
And then by the time
we got there and wanted to kind of take a break, they were like, we're good to go. We just want to go.
Yeah.
And so then we all left from there, and then for like 6 hours, we like didn't communicate. And you guys got home like an hour ahead of us.
Yeah, at least.
Ugh.
You ever seen someone passing someone on the highway that you know?
Yes.
It's the craziest thing. Who do you guys see?
It happens a lot of times because a lot of people from my hometown go to Columbus. So like, especially like at the common times, like extended weekends and stuff like that. Like I was driving Travis back, and we ran into people we went to high school with. We're like, hey!
Like on the highway driving by?
Yeah, like they took like a Snapchat. We're like, hey! It was not safe, but it was fun.
There's a stretch of highway, Route 50, if you're familiar with Southern Ohio, that is my house was equidistant. There are 2 ways to get to my high school. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there was
vocabulary word of the day.
Yes. Equidistant. Hashtag equidistant.
Equidistant.
Don't tweet anything with that. just tweet hashtag equidistant.
Hashtag Sun
Is that
TV.
Oh man, if we didn't have Sundial TV, then that would definitely be. That's the podcast title. Equidistant. And so,
I'll write it down.
Yeah, write it down. And so, it's going to end up being something dumb I said instead. The time James couldn't think of a Star Wars character. That's what this podcast is going to be known for. Yeah. So, there was like the main road, which are like the main road going through our town. And then there was also, you could kind of take a side road and get to the highway and then drive up to the high school. And on Google Maps, my house is 10 minutes on both routes. Like, there is legitimately no I'm equidistant away from both. And so in the morning, I would take that I would take the highway because less people took it, and so I could get to school faster because there wasn't any traffic. And then on the way home, I would take the regular way because I had to drop people off. And so, like, I would always do this loop, and sometimes I would just, like, I didn't have to drop anybody off, so I just take the highway back, because if you take the highway, you cut through these, like, basically backwood road, and you can go, like, 20 miles per hour with the speed limit. It's nuts. If you know where the turns are and where to slow down, you can just fly through it. And so I remember pulling onto the highway and seeing my friend's car as I was pulling on. I was like, oh, hey, and then I started sliding. And I was like, no! And so I just slide, and then get back onto the highway.
Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, it was so scary, because there was a light onto the highway. And so it was one of those, ooh, this could have gone very badly.
Sucks.
But then I just picked it back up, and I just kept going. And then I caught back up to it, and I'm waved. He's like, what was that? It was pretty crazy.
So did you have any times where, say you're on vacation or something, do you ever see some crazy, like, way out of state? Like, no reason for you to
I ran into the people that were next to my locker in high school, ran into them in the middle of Times Square.
No way.
Yeah.
That's
incredible. And I knew that they were there because, like, I saw her on Snapchat, but wasn't looking for her.
Yeah, it wasn't
we were
planned
just,
at all.
Walking down. I almost said I didn't want to see her. That's mean. I didn't care that much. But I was, like, walking down the street, and I was like, what? Hey!
You just saw her. That's so crazy.
The only time that sort of thing has ever happened was we went on a vacation. We went to Disney World, and a family that we knew that we were friends with was also going to Disney World, but they were like a week, like half a week separate, and so they were there for like a time. So we actually met up at Animal Kingdom, and we spent like the day together, hung out. But we went to Epcot one day, and at the end of the day, they had this like magic light show. And so we're sitting in, and we got there early because we wanted to eat. So we got food, got there early and ate, and then watched the show. And so we had seats all the way like in the front of this huge amphitheater.
That's cool.
And so we get done with the meal.
It.
Yeah. And oh my gosh, the view was fantastic. And so we get done with their meal. So my dad or my mom, whatever, makes me throw away all the garbage. And so I get all the garbage and I go throw it away. And then at the very end of the show, we're just sitting there talking, and this girl comes up, she's like, hey, and was like, oh, it's the girl from the family. And they're like, yeah, we're up on the very top. And they're like, oh, you guys are here the whole time? So we met up, and we kind of talked about the plans for like 2 days from then. And so about 4 years later, they're big Michigan fans. And so we alternate houses and go watch the game. And so when it's Ohio State, home at Ohio State, we go to their house. And when it's home at Michigan, they go to our house. And so we, like, alternate.
Yeah.
And so it's a fun time. And so we're sitting there watching the game, and halftime comes up. and we're just talking, and they're like, yeah, you're in our home video. And I'm like, what? They're like, oh, we've never told you about this? And so they plug in their old VHS player.
Oh my gosh.
And they pop it in, and they rewind. They're like, oh, there it is. There's a Disney Vacation. They scroll through, and they're like, and stop. And they have this creepy video of me standing up and throwing away garbage.
Oh my god.
You can see in the video, it's like a perfect, like, their center, like the stage center frame, and it does a quick wipe to where
Straight
my
to
family
you.
is.
It's like
and
CIA
then it
footage.
zooms into me, and it zooms into us as the family, and I'm picking the garbage, and then it zooms in just a little bit just to me, and it tracks me as I go throw away. And I'm pretty sure you can hear one of the girls go, this is a little creepy. So I was like, they had this like really weird footage of me throwing away stuff at Disney World.
Oh my god.
Hopefully they still have it.
Oh my gosh, I would pay $100 to
To
get
see
that video.
little Jimmy Wags.
one of the girls in the family actually goes to Ohio State now. Yeah, shout out to Michelle.
I was gonna say, should we give her a shout out?
No, it's not Michelle. It's Brittany. Michelle's the oldest.
Okay,
Michelle's
never
the
mind.
oldest.
Never mind, we shouldn't.
Yeah, shout out to Brittany. Shout out to Brittany Bad. Shout out.
Hashtag shout out.
Shout out hanging out.
So the closest
Hashtag, no.
closest thing I have to that is I was in Florida for we got lucky enough to go on a cruise one time. It was really cool. Yeah, it was really
brag
cool.
about it.
Yeah, it was really cool. How to do that? But we're getting ready to get in the airport to like fly home, and just sitting there waiting for our flight, and then a friend of mine just walks by me at the Fort Lauderdale airport from my hometown in Ohio, and I look up and I'm like, Carl?
Carl, it's a perfect.
I know his name was Carl. It's like, and he turns, he's like, Mike? Like, what? Randomly in Florida.
And you guys have been married for 8 years now, right?
Since 2008.
Since 2008, when that
2008.
happened, when you took your cruise,
Yep.
and we recorded this podcast.
One time we saw our associate principal from high school. Like, I don't know where we were. It was like Florida or something, and he
That's
ignored
so
us.
weird. Oh my
It was like at the airport. He saw us like, and just like walked away. We were like, someone was trying to
So when we played tennis, sometimes we would get indoor courts because it was raining, it was cold, especially during the beginning of tennis season for guys. And you would go and you play, and so my friend, his parents just bought him a pass for the indoor because they're rich. I don't know. And so he gets it.
brag about it.
Yeah, brag about it. He also goes to Ohio State.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Oh my god.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out.
And so he's there with his, I think it was his girlfriend who also goes to Ohio State now. It's crazy. And so, not everybody I knew from childhood goes to Ohio State, by the way. It's like these random few, they keep coming up. And so he's playing, and this guy comes up to him, and he's like, hey, Teddy, how's it going? And he's just like, oh, hi, how's it going? And he's like, yeah, it's cool to see you all grown up now. He's like, yeah. He's like, so you play tennis? He's like, yeah. He's like, do you wanna play doubles, me and my wife? And he's like, sure. And so they play doubles, and then he's like, all right, bye. And his mom is there. And he's like, oh, do you really enjoy your meeting with I forget the guy's official name, with Tom? He's like, who? He's like, Teddy, that was your second grade principal. So
he just didn't know?
He was just, well, part of it was it had been a long time.
Second grade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it had been, second grade. And also he was like in shorts and a white t-shirt.
Yeah,
so
you
it's not
never
something
see
you would
that.
recognize it. So he just accidentally played his high school his second grade principal in tennis one day.
The one time we went to Dairy Queen at home, it was just like me and my brother, and as I was like getting out, I like felt like it was in slow motion, but I was literally like stepping out of the car, like my head was down looking at the floor.
Yeah, as heads down do.
Yeah.
That's the other title, as heads down do.
Shut it down. No, and then and this is like we're like pushing it. Dairy Queen might be closed, and so like then this car whips into the spot next to me. Like, not in the spot, but, like, halfway in a spot.
It whips into the spot.
It whips into their own spot. And then I see a pair of very, very toned, but very hairy legs and yellow gym shorts.
Like a leg lamp.
Yeah.
On Christmas.
But and then like I just see them like hop out of the car and I look up and it's our old history teacher just staring at me. And
That's
like,
terrifying.
And he just like looked at me like angrily and then like ran into Dairy Queen and we're like, and then like, but the door was locked. Ooh. So me and Tyler got out. That's my brother, and we were standing there, and he was like, "It's locked," and we're like, "Okay." And then me and my brother get back in the car, but there was someone ordering inside. So what our teacher did was just wait.
and
stand at the door, and then like he waited till the guy came out, and then he like turned around, went to like get us, and we were just sitting in the car like staring at him, and he goes, and then walked in. We were like, oh, he just cheated us out of ice cream. But also, it was like terrifying because he was very weird. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Mr. Gorski.
He's probably watching this.
Yeah, he's probably watching. Somehow he's watching this. He just has a blank screen watching this podcast.
But it was just like he was wearing literally like bright yellow gym shorts, and he had this like the strongest calves I've ever seen, and he was like 70 years old. And I was like, oh, it was traumatic.
What a strange sight. It is always weird. There's always the thing of like it's weird to see your teachers out of school, but
it's
like
weird to see them in yellow gym shorts.
There are some situations where it's particularly weird. Like I remember seeing some of my friends' 8th grade English teacher just at the bar at Wild Mike's. It would just be so weird. Just be like, especially and when you get older, it would become more and more like friendly instead of him being like, oh hi, how's it going?
Shit.
He would be like, hey, come on. He was like, oh hey, how's it going? And he would like talk to us, but he's also just like holding a beer.
We saw because we did Link Crew, which is basically like freshman orientation thing, senior year, and we were out at like Inner Circle and we saw the guy that led it just pounding back beers. He was like a guidance counselor. We're like, hey.
That's fantastic.
He hid from us once he saw us.
Yeah, my friend, our soccer coach was German, and they would go to every Thursday he would be at Wild Mike's, which is a wing chain in Cincinnati, and he would just be pounding beers. And every single time my friend from the soccer team would go up, he would see him and be like, hey coach, he'd be like, how's it going?
What high school in Cincinnati did you go to?
I went to Taylor High School.
Taylor, I don't even know.
Yeah, what side? I'm guessing if you're from Cincinnati, what side were you from?
North, Little Miami, Kings Island area.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a little bit further. That's Mere Mason.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now that we get our geography out of the way.
Are you all three from Cincy?
I'm from Youngstown.
Oh, okay.
Northeast.
All right. Let's complete the quadrant. Where are you from?
I'm from Findlay, Ohio.
Nice.
Finland.
We
Findlay.
aced in the 10 out of 10. And in being from Ohio.
Failed the Bechdel test.
Yeah, we failed the Bechdel test. Damn it. It's nobody's fault.
Damn it.
But our own.
Yeah. It's always my fault.
It is always your fault. It looks like we've hit the hour.
We hit the hour.
I looked before, and it was 35 minutes, and I was like, oh goodness, we already burnt our 10 out of 10. That's usually our lengthener. We did it way too early.
We didn't have any deviations this time.
Didn't really have any.
I have a 10 out of 10. Just a quick one.
Yeah.
Just a quick one?
10 out of 10, but they Snapchat you every time they poop. For the rest of their life. They film themselves pooping.
Ooh, film?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it's not even just a picture, it's a 10-second snap.
Yeah, it's you don't see the turd exiting, but you see
oh my god.
It hitting the water.
Do you see them struggling if they're having a bad food day?
It's part of the love, I think.
Ooh, I would say an immediate no.
I'd still say
I don't
yes,
know why everyone was looking at me.
I'd still say
yes for Mike.
Yeah.
Yes for Mike.
See, I don't know, because you could skip the video. You don't have to watch it.
You just unfriend them.
You still have you block them. See, I would just be like, oh, he's pooping. Just skip it really quick.
It's such an awkward
I regret
conversation.
answering already, because now I can't change it.
No, it's set in stone.
Yeah, it's set in stone.
Jackie, if you're listening, you know what you have to do.
You know what you want me to do if you want to separate without just saying we're done.
You're just like, this seems
appropriate. All right.
We do. What was it? Plugs?
Yeah, we'll do plugs, and we'll start with Lauren, and we'll counterclockwise work our way around.
Do the official one or?
Yeah. Or no, you can whatever plug you want.
I'm not prepared. I'm gonna plug the movie 22 Jump Street.
Again. I'm gonna guess. I don't know if you have.
I don't know
I'm gonna
if I
guess
have.
you already have.
But
We
it's
gotta
just
plug.
Yeah, we do plugs.
Oh man, I wasn't prepared for this at all.
Right?
Yeah,
Plug the
exactly.
podcast.
Every single.
Oh yeah,
every
but that's
single
easy.
time. All right, so-
Normally my plug's just the Sundial.
Yeah,
I don't
so
get
you're
a fun
22
plug.
Jump Street.
22 Jump
All
Street.
right, Mitch.
I'll plug our club.
Yeah.
If you are not already a member of Ohio Union Television and are interested in any aspect of the film production process, and maybe moving forward even more parts of media production in general.
We got some
We're
talks.
talking editing, we're talking podcasts, we're talking, graphic design.
Ooh.
Who knows?
So many fingers and so many hands.
Come to some info sessions next semester.
Yes.
Come to we'll probably be at the spring involvement fair earlier in the semester.
Oh yeah.
Come say hi. We'd love to have you.
Oh yeah. We got talks. We got talks of more
we talk
more
for
plans.
days.
Thanks. Anything specifically for Michael?
Man. We got short films getting ready to be released.
Right.
Yes.
Plug your. What's your favorite food? Plug your favorite food.
My favorite food?
Yeah, what should more
Dunkin'
people try?
Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts.
Ooh.
Just like the whole.
Or all right. Let me
Organization
the
as a whole.
whole organization.
Just 'cause it takes
I'll get
a
more.
bite.
I'll get more specific.
Yeah.
Flavor blasted goldfish.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Pepperidge Farms, you're out there. I'm looking for a sponsorship.
Good Lord.
Just
Yeah,
saying.
it's not your father's. We already got
Pepperidge
ours.
Farms members.
And Ovaltine. I guess
It's not your father.
not your father. I guess for this plug, I'm gonna plug the concept
Drugs.
of drugs. Not in actuality.
Do them, kids.
I'm not saying to do drugs. I just like the idea of drugs, right? Like on paper, drugs are really cool.
It's like a.
That's the T-shirt from the podcast.
On paper, drugs are really cool. And then it's just a picture of me being like,
No, it's
It's a picture of you being like, and then it's a picture of me being like, the Sundial Podcast 2.0.
I actually want to make that.
I do kind of want to make that. All right, tweet us a good shirt if you like the shirt. Tweet us bad shirt if you don't like the shirt, and we'll kind of get a gauge.
I'm literally going to have to just write a list of all the hashtags for
Yeah,
this episode.
that's okay.
And then, of course, we have the final plug. The one
final
that always
plug.
gets the final plug.
Final plug. Check out everything we have on the site at sundial.osu.edu, and you can follow us at Twitter at the Sundial OSU, and you can tweet at us. One of them, we can't even list them this time.
No, we can't
I have
even list
no
them.
idea.
Unlimited churros is.
Unlimited
You just
hashtag-
want to cover your bases.
Just cover your bases with hashtag unlimited churros.
yes.
Sun UTV.
Or hashtag SunUTV. Or I can't even
God, there were
hashtag
so many.
10.
10 was
Hashtag
one.
10.
Hashtag equidistant.
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
a great one.
So you can tweet, if you come up with a 10 out of 10, but you can tweet at us at the Sundial OSU. You can email us, thesundialmagazine@gmail.com. Yeah, if you have any other topics you want to hear us discuss,
Yeah.
or any
and also,
requests.
something we haven't talked about yet, if you want to find old episodes, because of the
Yeah.
way we don't want to pay to have our podcast hosted, you can
Nope.
just, older episodes are available on our YouTube channel.
Hashtag shout out to RG.
Yeah, shout out to RG.
Or Archie, whichever one.
So if
We'll
you
check
want,
both.
if you want to check out old ones, just look at our YouTube channel. You can binge it from there. And I think to close this podcast, Mitch, will you deliver a personal word to Harish? Just a few. Just close it out
Couple
for
words.
Harish.
Harish,
Get really close. Just whisper in his ear.
wherever you are right now,
Some ASMR.
He's probably downstairs.
whether you're sitting down, standing up, laying down, sort of 3/4 crouched, who knows? Just know that I appreciate everything you've ever done for me. And, it's sad that it's come to this, but I lay down in bed every night, and what helps me go to sleep is just the serenity and comfort that seeing your face every week brings me. And I don't expect you to understand what it is, what it's like from my point of view, but all I can say is that thank you, Harish.
All right, well, another
Okay.
thank you, Harish.
It's so beautiful.
Man, that was a train wreck.
That was something.